Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. And how's everyone doing? It's 7th of Feb, and after the massive dump, like few days back, and $2.9 billion of liquidation happened. I mean, it was almost like the worst liquidation event that has happened in particularly, in till I'm trading basically since 2017. I've never seen such a biggest liquidation in a single candle, and still Bitcoin is holding above new all-time highs. That's quite surprising. Well, with that said, uh, what is next for BTC? I mean, a lot of people are wants to know, and let me tell you, I mean, a lot of people would even want me to. Say that just how are we going to recover? I mean, definitely that's a very, very important question, and uh, basically, very, very, very important question. But the only thing, the guys, those who are liquidated, $2.9 billion worth of liquidation has happened. So first thing first, well, in 21M Tech in community, we had Ethereum long from 3174. It went up till 34203430, and we moved our stops to break even. I canceled all my limits that I gave Litecoin and a lot of other limits. When I saw something irregular, I mentioned it on my Discord as well, that don't long anything till I give it. So have patience, because BTC dumped after just simply doing 3 waves. I'm not sure how many of you read it or remember it, and I was not sure what exactly is going to happen. So I was like, wait for the weekly close so that we can just probably look for some opportunities, and then the market just crashed over the weekend. Basically, was not expecting this fat dump. I would just have expected probably like 10-15% move, but like 40-50% move on the alts was not at all expected. And I'm not the only one, honestly, who did not expect it. I would say 99% of the crypto Twitter, I would say 100% basically, none were expecting this sort of a major crash. So it's very, very unfortunate. And basically, it's not about what you can. Trading is not about, as a trader, it's not about what you can make out of basically your analysis, whether it's going to dump or it's not that important basically. Of course, it's very, very important, of course, but the most important, how do you play it? The most important thing is how do you preserve your capital. $2.9 billion liquidated, and I lost almost like 14% to 15% on near, which is quite evident. And I was like, yeah, I mean, definitely I'm gonna hold it, because and that was spot back, so it was not liquidated, and I still have that spot back. So I'm planning to exit that in profits basically, and I have a plan basically. So let's see how this plans plays out. Now, for those guys who are liquidated, first of all, sorry for your loss, honestly speaking. And the second thing is, you need to now clear your heads, because I can clearly feel you. I've been in your place in 2019, so I've been there, and I'm damn sure 90 whosoever trader on the Twitter, I mean, at some point in the life they would have faced the liquidations. Honestly, whether they tell you or not, but they face it. Everyone face it, at least. Whether even if it is like a 1K, 2K, or maybe 100K or a million, they face it. So I've been there. Now what you need to do is, I would say, just clear your mind, refreshen out, and it's like the first thing your mind is going to do is, how can I get it back? How can I make it back? How can I make? So that is the most dangerous thing you do. Once you start, thinking about how do I get it back? How do I get it back? And, it's like that, is going to create more and more of greed, and that is going to create more and more of biasness, and that is going to create more and more of uncertainty in your trading. Basically, what's going to happen is you will just simply go, won't even look for the risk management. You will not be looking for anything. You just simply want to recover. That's it. That's what your mind wants right now at this moment so badly, and I can feel it actually. but it's not going to help you. It's not going to help you from my knowledge and experience. What's going to help you is to have a clear mind, to have, or fresh mind. So now, if you really want to start, basically, okay, let's start with 1K and just freshen it up. So you start with 1K if you have 1K. And what you need to do is make a plan. I've shared my Excel sheet. I've already shared this Excel sheet in 2023 when we started the community, but it seems that very few people were using it, and or maybe even I would say only I was using it basically. None of the other members were using basically. But I have modified that Excel sheet in a way that it's not only going to help you with the planning your trades or having it properly or efficiently managed, but it's also going to help you in managing your risk. It tells you, if you just open an Excel sheet, I'm just going to open it for you so that I'll show you, because I wanted to show you this long back, basically how this Excel sheet is going to help you a lot. I mean, I know that it might be tiresome for many as to why we should be doing everything in Excel, and you can also take subscriptions of the planners you have, but I would like to just go free of cost. So basically this is what the Excel sheet is. Just want to show you. Hold on. Well, something is wrong. Okay. So if you look at the Excel sheet, basically this is the trading tracker, and I published it on 4th of Feb. And let's say even if you start with the $1,000 balance and you don't have anything much, even if you can start with the $500 balance, the goal is to make certain amount of profits on daily basis. Once you made it, you just probably don't you just don't have to do anything once you achieve your goal. So let's say if you really want to achieve only 1% of your goal, but I would even say you can even target 2%, considering the volatility and everything in the market, and the risk per trade would also be like 2%. Let's say you're just willing to take 2% of your trade. So if you just wholeheartedly follow this Excel sheet and just manage your risk, basically, I know this Excel sheet is going to make you lose a lot of money as well when the market is trending, because you have achieved your target. But that doesn't mean that you won't trade. I mean, if the market is trending and you're very confident that, hey, we can probably risk something, and you know it very well how to manage your risk, then probably you can achieve your targets very early basically. Now this is, if you start with $1,000, but if you follow it wholeheartedly, you can achieve 700K by end of this year, and it's very, very possible. Be it bear market or bull market, who cares? Be it Bitcoin makes new all-time highs, who cares? Be it Ethereum goes to $5,000 or $8,000, who cares? What we care is simply 2% daily profit goal, or maybe like 1% daily profit goal. But the problem is, it's not only about daily profit goals. I mean, how you want to achieve it. So the risk per trade is very, very important. How much risk you want to take it in a trade. So let's say if you really want to take just 2% risk, so then the Excel is going to tell you, when you start your day with $1,000, Excel is going to tell you that, hey, today you just need to take $20 risk. That's it. You don't need to risk more than $20. Your target is to make $20. You don't need to risk more than $20, which means that your risk reward goal, the risk reward you need to achieve today, is just 1 hour. And which means that if you are very confident of 2-hour trade, which means that you only need a 0.5, half a trade. That means you just need 1 trade a day to make this happen. This is very, very simple. And let's say, and earlier we were not having this risk and everything, so people will simply just want to achieve the target by using more and more risk. So now you know that you just need to risk $20 to make $20. That's it. It's 1 hour. And you can even probably do like this. You just want to risk very, very less then you can probably like, okay, I just want to risk $10 in one trade, okay, and I want to achieve goal of like 2 hour. But let's say you just achieve a 1 hour goal with one trade, which means that you effectively need two trades instead of one trade. Okay, that is something you need to play with the R then. Risk reward. R is nothing but the risk reward. Okay, so I'll just make it very easy for you with 2% risk. Let's say your ending balance ended, you achieved it, you couldn't achieve your target on the first day, and you lose $50 somehow, or maybe you use $20, so you risk $20 and you lose $20, and you lost $20. So the next day you begin with $980. That's it. Once you have lost it, forget about the first day. In fact, unless you get a good opportunity, then we will see. So the next day you started with $980, and that day you need to risk just $20. But this time you need to take 2 trades of 2 hour, which means that effectively you need to achieve 3.1 hour. So let's say you took a trade and it was in your favor, but you still managed to get like 2 hour trade and it was successful. You make $40, and you simply make 1,020. Which means the next day your risk would be still $20 and your goal would effectively be $20 a day profit, because your daily account goal is 1,061. That's what your balance should be. But today your goal is just $20. That's what your goal should be, at least for today. However, we need to achieve a daily profit average of 2%. So what you should be doing is try to achieve just take a minimum risk of $20 and try to take 2 or 3 hour trades. Actually, even 1 hour trade would be nice, but this is really going to help you in check. Basically, it's really going to help you in check whether you are overboarding with the risk. You are not just probably knowing about the risk reward. You really don't know what exactly you're doing, because if you really want to know your risk reward or you want to make money with the RR, then you need to have your stop loss defined as well. So this is going to keep you in check. So you start using it. I'm damn sure it's going to be very helpful. And also on the bottom, this table is going to help you basically that what sort of how much targets you have achieved. So let's say in February with $1,000, you need to achieve 1,641. So it's just going to keep on increasing or updating basically that how much PNL is left now to achieve in Feb. Let's say in just one trade, it was so successful. It went in your favor and it achieved the target like $621 in one go, which means that Feb is done for you. I mean, you have achieved your Feb targets. Now you only need to take very, very high probable trades. That's what you should do. Basically, don't look for trades by thinking that it's going to pump or it's going to dump, or by thinking that you will miss something. Don't do that. That emotion is going to hurt a lot. So trade basically what you see on this Excel. If Excel tells you their target is achieved, close. If Excel tells you your target is not achieved, you need to really work hard and you need to keep on working towards your goal, then you should do it. That's what you should do. Till this red turns green, you should keep on working. Once it turns green, which means that you need to relax, sit back, and just need to look for opportunities. Of course, it's like you should not be going on a vacation. You should work, but means that you should be looking for trade, basically very, very high probable trades. That's it. The most important 3 things you need to understand. So this is what the small tracker means. You also have trade calculator and RI calculator as well. The most important thing which I feel is what we should all understand is, very, very important basically. The 3 things you should keep in mind. Don't be greedy. Greed is going to hurt you and take you absolutely out of the game. Okay. Second thing, don't trade based on what you think. If you think the market is going to pump, okay, it's good. Trade based on what you see in the charts. If the chart tells you, okay, things are looking good, just trade it. Even if, it doesn't matter what you think. It just matters what you see in the chart. And that's what is very important. not necessarily going to be 100% right with what you see. Of course, nobody can. No one saw that the big dump is going to happen on the market, like 50% wipe off on dump on altcoins. Nobody saw that. So, but at least if you would have just the $2.9 billion liquidation happened majorly because they took longs without stop loss. Practically, practically they took long without stop loss just by thinking that Ethereum is going to make new all-time highs, and not by doing anything. I mean, they just thought that ETH would never ever go under $2,100. Never. They just simply thought. But if you look at our previous stream as well, when we were talking about the hard-term time frame scenarios for ETH, when I mentioned, the bull case for ETH, I did mention that after 3,850, there is a possibility that the wave 2 can go till 2,130. This was the bull case scenario, if you remember. So it's sometimes when you see that this sort of a bull case, this sort of scenario exists, the chart tells us the possibility is there, which means that we just simply have to, simply have to wait, for the charts to tell you what you should do and what, you just simply have to wait for that. Don't trade by thinking whether this is going to pump or dump. Okay. Second important thing. The third important thing is risk management. Okay. Whatever you trade, your risk should be managed. Just accept the loss in case if it goes against it. Don't keep on riding it. I think I made a mistake with NIR as well. The day when it lost $6, I should have accepted the loss and I should have never ride it. So that was my mistake basically, and that's what I learned. But I never FOMO'd into anything. I placed a very logical bet on NIR, which I lost. But I did not, I would have asked you to DCA ETH at $3,000, the original limit, because I was partially in. But as I saw BTC dumping with 3 waves, it was very, very clear that normally the 3 waves dump happens only and only when the things are topping out. This is what it does basically. So, that's the reason I just moved my stops at break even. I just went like wait and watch, see sort of thing what is happening and something like that. So these are the very 3 crucial things. When you have time, of course, we will see what my plan for ETH is. Does it make sense? How can you make 2% every year? You will have losing streaks as well. Of course, you will have losing streaks. Of course, I'm not saying that you're going to keep on making 2% every day. In fact, what's going to happen is, even if I'm saying 2%, someday you will make 20%. Someday you will even make 4%. So it's not going to be like a win. It's going to be win, loss, break even, loss, something like that. And even if you lose 5 to 7 days in a row, doesn't matter. Why? Because what matter is your mindset. So 5 to 7 days in a loss in 5 to 7 days in a row, okay, it will happen, but you need to analyze that what have went wrong, what wrong you are doing. You need to analyze it and you need to change your plan or make it better basically to work it for you. So the win streak, you can have one, probably bad day or a week, but you can't have one probably bad month. And that same goes well for a year as well. So you can have bad month, but you can't have bad year, because people seem like, okay, Feb is worst and it is over, but this is just February 2025. You still have 10 months remaining for the 2025. You still have a lot of energy. You still have lot of opportunities to, that is going to happen. Now that you need to open yourself, not only, but it's practically, possible that you can achieve it. But the most important thing I was about to tell you is you still have 10 months left and you can achieve. It's just that you need to have a right mindset. You need that desire to achieve it. It looks good on an Excel sheet, but practically everything looks good on a theory. Even, when architect, makes a design of a building, it looks good on paper. But they work hard to achieve it. So you need to work hard. It's not going to happen that easily. Nothing is going to happen that easily. And hence, the 2% plan, or you want to achieve a 2% a day, 3% a day, or 4% a day, you can probably keep it like 1% as well. It all depends on you. You can keep it like 0.5% as well. It depends on how much big your capital is. If someone is playing with, like, let's say 5 figures, then I think 0.5% is really good for them just a day. You don't even need 2%, you know. So you have a plan. At least you need to start somewhere. You just can't probably keep on saying that, things are easy. Everything you want an easy way. There's not going to be an easy way, of course. If things would be so easy, I think the whole crypto Twitter would have been like billionaires, But we only have 7 billionaires out of crypto. This is how the crypto market is. And exactly, this is the best thing you mentioned. So I think we need to, take it positively. I mean, this is the first step, baby step, but you need to be committed with this thing. Just give your commitment to this thing, and you need to start working on it. If you are failing somewhere, ask help. Don't feel shy for asking help. Nobody's going to judge you. And even if somebody judge you that, hey, this is a loser, and I mean, it's okay. Let them judge. Finally, if you will get success, your success is going to be the reason of someone else's success, basically. So, it's going to triumph like a big thing. So basically just keep on working towards it. Now let's come back to our analysis on market cap. So basically this is total crypto market cap. I don't know what this fucking guy wants from me, but let me just probably... One second. Anyways, sometimes people are so gross, honestly. Well, because they are so, feel loser in their own life. They just think that, by biting someone, probably, or putting, having fingers on someone else is just simply going to make them feel happy about it. But it's okay. Who cares, actually? Well, looking to the total crypto market cap, anyways, and one second, Michael. What is reasonable to achieve each day percent? 1% each day percentage. So basically, what I'm understanding from this is what is the reasonable percentage. I think 1% is very reasonable. I think very reasonable considering the market that we are into. Yeah, 1% a day. But most important is how do you achieve that 1%? This is what the Excel is all about. If you have $1,000 and if you're risking like $800 just to achieve 1% is not good. Which means that you're simply focusing on making 1% by risking your overall portfolio. So that's not good. So you need to achieve that 1% by risking just 1%. Which is like a 1 hour trade. And this is where our price action algo and all the indicators that I have at my disposal is going to help you. You can simply just really click on the chalk boss or boss ext. You can have liquidity. You can get fair value gaps, order blocks based on engulfing pin bars. You will also have automatic fib values, all the levels you need, weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly, Monday lows, highs, range, daily EMA or a weekly EMAs. I mean, you'll get everything over here. So practically this is really going to be helpful. The support resistance algo is going to be helpful. Then you can probably check for TMV crypto signals. The indicator is very crucial and important as well. So this is what is very important for scalping. When you are achieving 1% trade, or you want to achieve a day target, you just need to look for charts, 5 minutes to 15 minutes. That's it. You don't even have to look for a 1 hour chart. 5 minutes, 15 minutes. That's how you will play. We will be not looking for the chart anywhere above 15 minutes. Simply, you want to achieve those targets with the help of 5 minutes and 15 minutes. That's what you should be doing it. Okay. Thanks, bro. Yeah. it's not about, I don't ignore my haters actually. The problem is they are not haters actually. They are literally the spammers. I know what's happening on the Twitter right now. Someone just posted 70 million Bybit, I mean, he has that much, and then the next day 120 million, and people are just jumping on him. This is fake and everything. He might be correct. People have this sort of money, people have that, just don't understand. Of course I don't have 120 million, of course I don't have that, but at least I do have double digit. So it's not that you should be, whether you show it off or you don't show it off, that is going to prove how much you are worthy of it. But most important thing is how you preserve. I mean, of course, if somebody is having 120 million in his account, the first important thing is, you need to ask yourself, of course, he is going to be a good trader. But then you need to simply, people are so dumb sometimes to question someone without knowing any. I mean, you cannot just question anyone without any proof or a base actually. So you should ask yourself what you have done. If you think you have achieved as well, then of course, if you have achieved, then other people can achieve as well. It's very simple, honestly speaking. So I would not say that someone posting on Twitter with 70 million, 120 million screenshot is a fake one or can be a fake one, honestly speaking, because people achieve those sort of things, if, of course. So it's very possible, if I can achieve from $1,500 to double digit $1 million. So of course someone can do it as well. What's wrong in that? It's just that someone like to flex it. Someone don't like to flex it. It's just as simple as that. And he might be wrong. It may be fake as well. Who knows? It may be fake as well. So, but if it is fake, you need to prove it. And if you can't, then you just have to keep, probably seeing what's happening and how it is going to unfold, Well, coming back to, the Excel sim is good for scalp traders. How does it figure in for traders who are swing traders? Now, this is a very good question. So when we are talking about the swing traders don't need to look for the daily targets. You need to look for the weekly targets or the monthly targets. So instead of the day targets, let's 2% a day, which means that it's simply going to be, if you look on the right side, there was a chart. In February, you need to achieve $600 of profit, which means that 60% gains in Feb, okay? If you saw it, I'm not showing right now the Excel is closed, but I'm just trying to recall what was there in the Excel. So that way, your monthly target is $641. If you're playing a swing, in a month, you need to achieve $641. You need to, make $641 out of it. So that way, probably, instead of using a daily target, you can use it for, weekly target, as well as you can make it monthly targets. 1% a day, of 1% a day in a week, it will be roughly around 9 to 10% because we are compounding basically. It's not going to be 7%, of course. It's going to be more than that. We are compounding basically. So this is how you can, take your targets, make it up. So instead of having daily, at 4 days, your earnings are 0, 0, 0. Fifth day, the swing played out, pumped 20%, achieved, khalas. So basically, this is how you can play. And we need to follow the sheet and based on the algo trades of the Discord group. Perfect. The algo trades, there are two types of trades. The first is the algo trades channel that we have. I've placed a Cornix bot in it, and I think now from tonight or maybe tomorrow, my associate is going to post the trades based on the algo signals in that format so that you can follow it in Cornix. You can automate it. And when you do the automation in Cornix, there is an option because Cornix follows everything. It's going to follow the entry, when to take an entry, what will be the stop loss, take profits, trailing stop loss, everything. When to move your stops to break even, everything. The only problem with the Cornix is it will also follow the leverage you want to use. The only thing Cornix is not gonna do it the position size. So let's say even if I post it in a trade that use 10% of your margin, Cornix is not going to follow it. So what we should be, there is an option in Cornix. If you go into the entry price, there is an option that you can choose your entry amount based on the risk. So instead of choosing a particular amount or a percentage of your portfolio, you can simply select a percentage of risk you want to take on a trade. You can select probably like 1% or 2%, how much risk you can take on a trade. If you're selecting 2% a trade, which means that 1 hour would be 2%. Once you achieve your 1 hour, class, end of the day. And probably you can just give instruction to Cornix that once you achieve 2% a day, no other trade is going to be taken. Yeah, you can do that. So even if you are sleeping and okay, so this guy have come up. Well, so basically, it's like you can just use that Cornix bot. It will help you trade the. It will help you trade and automize it basically. So that's going to be very, very, very helpful. Okay. Now let's come back to and jump it on the total crypto market cap. What do we expect of total crypto market cap? So if you just look at the crypto market cap on the daily time frame, first of all, just look at the RSI. Definitely RSI is bearish. It is under 50%, and it's also under a resistance of 41.7%. Okay, so that's what the RSI is definitely looking bearish. But the thing with the RSI is, I do think that RSI is likely going to see some sort of a continuation because we have swept the lows, and it's like we are forming some sort of a strong sideways accumulation, and RSI will further dump, which means that market is going to see some pullback across the board towards 2.87 to 2.9 trillion dollars. Okay, in coming days, I do think that it's going to happen. Now, what do we expect on the hard-term time frame from the total crypto market cap? If you look at the daily chart, we saw five wave impulsive move on the lower term time frame. This is wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this was your 5 waves impulsive move that we saw, which ended roughly on 18th of December 2024. Okay, so that's where the whole thing ended basically. That's where it ended. Then after the fifth wave, after we ended with the fifth wave of $3.73 trillion, we started dumping and sideways, and now we dumped to $2.82 trillion. Okay, so basically, if you look at the pump from the lows, the overall count seems to be like wave 1, wave 2, and the previous 5 waves that I counted was simply your wave 3. Then we had wave 4. The dump that we saw in Feb were likely going to be wave 4, or maybe one more push on the downside during the blood moon that we had in 14th, or which is going to happen in 13th of March 2025. So one more down is a possibility towards 2.7 to 2.69 trillion dollars. And then we might see one more push on an upside towards 3.94 to $4 trillion. Now I know this is likely the biggest hopium you would see, but the only problem, why I'm looking for this wave count is because I really don't see the fifth wave. I don't know where the fifth wave went. The fifth wave is clearly missing on this whole total crypto market cap. Now, normally it doesn't happen. Even if, let's say, the fifth wave is in, so the dump that we are watching right now, or we have observed so far, is some sort of ABC. It cannot be 5 waves. The reason is if you see here, the dump that happened, basically, uh, the first dump that happened, after that we did an irregular expanded flat, A, B, C, then again 5 waves with sweeping the lows and an impulsive move, going towards 886 Fibonacci levels, which means that the price went so close to making new all-time highs, total crypto market cap, but it did not. It did not make new all-time highs, which means that we rejected from the 0.886. Normally, based on my experience, the 0.886 rejection normally happens when we are in a B wave. It never happens in a history so far that, the 0.886 is going to be, the price goes to 0.886 when we are literally doing wave 2. I mean, it can go to 786, but I don't really think it will just go past 0.86. I mean, let's say this is a wave 2. You see, it was too far from the 0.86. It went, but somewhere around 0.786, you see. Even it did not exactly went to 0.786. It bounced way before 0.786 Fibonacci levels. Here, it blew past basically 0.886. And that is my worry. And this is where the opportunity is a possibility. I mean, there is a good opportunity, basically, which means that this brings to my attention, basically, from the wave count perspective, that the up move that we saw in January 2025 was simply your B wave. And the dump that we are watching right now is your C wave. So which means that we are right now doing, C wave at this moment. And the C wave is likely, I mean, the C wave might be in, the bottom is in as well. Possibility is there. But then I thought, what would, I mean, how can the price pump before the lunar eclipse, before the blood moon? How can that happen? So this is the best possible case in my view. So what might happen is we slightly go down, fill not the 100% wick, but at least the partial, like 786 or 702 Fibonacci level, as I mentioned, $2.9 trillion. So we just go partially fill the wick. We start reversing again and pump it up to 3.38 to 3.37 trillion dollars. And after that, we can sweep one more time after the blood moon, or before the blood moon happens. And we start dumping again to sweep up towards 2.7 to 2.68 trillion dollars. The best case would be 2.69 trillion dollars. After which, we will see some sideways, and maybe if things are good, because after 13th March, between 13th March and September 2025, so March 2025 and September 2025, there is nothing. There's no bad, nothing bad. So probably we can just go sideways and we can give a good bounce in the market, basically. So this is the bull case scenario for the crypto. And why I think that this bull case is still a valid one, because I really don't see the fifth wave. One more wave is missing, is what I want to say, simply. And let's say even if things are so bearish, let's say this is the bull case. And if things are so bearish, and if this is a bigger ABC, then what's going to happen is, this ABC is going to lead to a massive dump. This is going to be A, B. This is wave 1, simply. This is going to be wave 2. And then blood moon is going to trigger a massive dump, which is going to take it to 1.6 to 1.7 trillion dollars. And then it's going to be like wave 4, wave 5, accumulation happens. Here, another pump happens towards 2.7, 2.8 trillion dollars. A head and shoulder, and then a further dump. This is going to be your top for the crypto market, basically. Which means that the top is already in for the crypto market, around $3.7 trillion. And then we would be seeing something like this. If the blood moon triggers a massive dump towards $1.6 trillion, like a 50% crash in the market. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that, Ethereum and ETH BTC needs to pump or Bitcoin dominance needs to dump. Why? Because BTC dumping 50% would also take everything along with it together. So 50% dump in BTC with 50% dump in ALS means that ETH BTC is simply not going to move. It's going to simply accumulate, accumulate. The whole cycle is very, very different. So we do have a bear case scenario and a bull case scenario. Bull case, it is there in front of your screen. Bear case, it was there few minutes back on the screen, as I mentioned. And hence, I have given a limit for ETH at $2,500 because I do think it's a very, very good levels to scalp it, basically. So this is what I have for the overall total crypto market cap. And why? There should be some more confluence to this thing. The only confluence that I see so far, basically for total crypto market cap, is that a USDT dominance PO3. Now this USDT dominance PO3 is very, very important, basically. If you look at the USDT dominance, it is forming or developing a very strong PO3. Basically, the PO3 means that, accumulation, manipulation, and then you get a bigger expansion, which is going to lead or give you a very big move. Now, this PO3 is very, very valid. If you remember a few weeks back when I was mentioning or discussing about this PO3, I mentioned there are two possibilities that might happen. Either we're going to sweep the lows first, and then we're going to reverse and pump up, or we're just simply going to sweep up the highs, and then we're going to dump. That's going to give a good opportunity. So I mentioned that I don't know what's going to happen first, whether we're going to pump up or we're going to dump the USD dominance first. Then now that we got our answer that it already pumped up, so basically we need a little bit more accumulation, like a double top or something, so as to, see US dominance playing out, this PO3. Now the invalidation is very, very set and clear. So everything is going to have an invalidation. You simply can't long or short based on you can't just trade blindly. You need to have invalidations. The invalidation of this whole PO3 is going to be around 5.24%. 5.24% is going to be invalidation, meaning that if total crypto market cap goes under $2.55 trillion, $2.55 to $2.59 trillion, this whole bull scenario is going to get invalidated, which means that we are going to then looking for the ultra bear case scenario, taking the whole crypto market cap to 1.6 to 1.7 trillion dollars. So this is what the market at the moment looks like. There's going to be good opportunities. We will see. Basically, I just need to see more and more levels to be tested before taking good swings or scalps. The levels I already mentioned where I would be trading is 786 to 702. That's what I'll be looking for longs. And for shorts, I will be looking to short the market above the red line. So this is also falls with my theory of schematic, Wyckoff schematic. This Wyckoff schematic is very, very crucial. This is the perfect Wyckoff schematic. I don't know how many of you guys know about it, but this Wyckoff schematic with, you got a move on the downside, and then you got an automatic rally. Now we need ST in phase A. Then you want a UT that's going to be like some sort of a test of a resistance. Then you're going to get a sweep of the lows, which is going to be ST in phase B, and then accumulation sideways, making new highs, accumulation at the previous highs, and boom. So this is a perfect Wyckoff schematic for the total crypto market cap. So this is what I have. Now, don't ask me about alts that I will check every single alts at this point. Whenever the price goes to 786 or total crypto market cap goes to 786, 702 Fibonacci levels, you can buy the alts, whatever you want. But I would say, if you really want to buy alts, buy those alts who are holding EMA 200 on the daily. Okay, so buy those alts, because if you buy alts that have literally lost EMA 200 on the daily, it's gonna get you wrecked, because they can still dump heavy even if BTC is holding up. Okay. Now I'm simply going to not check Bitcoin, but just want to share, if let's say total crypto market cap goes to our plan, what price BTC can go. Basically, in my view, BTC is likely going to test the 2025 opens. Basically 93.5 is what I'm aiming for BTC. But however, yesterday we already, when I was sleeping, basically, I was not awake. I mean, we already swept the lows over here. And this makes me think that the possibility the Bitcoin, BTC did a very interesting irregular expanded flat is still a possibility, meaning that there is a possibility that we can do something like this. This is like a B wave. Breakout happens, we sweep up the highs to 99K one more time, and then we dump. This is a possibility actually because of an irregular expanded flat. This is all a possibility. So we will see how we break out and how are we going to flip the 97.7K. If you flip, then we can play some scalps. If don't touch it. Okay, don't touch it. Just play the levels. The levels you have as a support is previous week lows of 95.9, and you can just simply open the price action algo and see the rest of the levels. Okay, the Monday mid is also sitting as a previous month value area low, and 2035 open is around 95. This is the good levels for me in my view to buy the dip. Worst case, it can even go to 92.478. On the hard term time frame, what do we see for Bitcoin, or what do I see for Bitcoin? The pump that we saw from the bottom, is clearly in my view is not some sort of a 5 waves move. It's a 3 waves move actually, and which is not good. 1, 2, 3. So that's a clean 3 wave impulsive move on a Bitcoin. So of course it's not that good, honestly. So what we can expect on the 4 hours time frame for Bitcoin, basically removing all the noise, we still have this harmonic. What we can do is, as I mentioned, ideally I would like to see a dump to opens 2025 open, and even it can go to 0.886. Push up from there like this. Push up from there like this. Go one more time to sweep up the highs, and can also do a breakout, like this as a B wave, and then we dump for a C wave. So then the overall move would be some sort of a B, C, A, B, C, B, and then a sharp C. The sharp C towards the blood moon, or slightly before the blood moon. So this can happen. Now the B wave can also be an irregular expanded flat, meaning that BTC can make new all-time highs, where altcoins struggles, Bitcoin dominance pumps, and then we go for a C wave like this, irregular expanded flat. This is also a possibility, guys. But we are going for the normal irregular flat here with the B wave around this. And it can even go other way around, where the B wave can sweep the lows, go towards 90K, can even go for like a sweep the lows to 88.7, and then push up to give an impulsive move towards 102K, and then we start dumping more towards 84, 85K. This is also a possibility. So the B wave is always a fuckery one. So B wave is not going to be very, very easy. Right now we are in that B wave actually. Okay. I would not consider this as a wave 2, but I'm considering right now it as a wave, B basically at this point, This is what the plan for the Bitcoin is, and this is what I have for Bitcoin and total crypto market cap. Let's go and move ahead with the Ethereum basically. So let's check ETH. Well, as I mentioned, on the first day after the dump as well, that ETH is doing a very solid range over here. A very, very solid range, like a double top. Came back down to the range lows. Of course, on Coinbase, it did not sweep, but on major of the exchange, it it loosed, or it swept the lows. The liquidity were taken, the liquidity was taken basically for this ETH. So what is next for ETH is, in my view, we are going to simply range. Remember, ETH is not going to be bullish till we are flipping the levels of $3,100. ETH, till it don't flip $3,100, you are not going to see Ethereum pumping. So that is where, we are going to form a new range for ETH, which means that the new range is going to be anywhere from 2,100 to 3,100. So it's like a $1,000 range, guys. It means that now your premium zone, this is going to be your premium zone. Okay, the green box is going to be your, this green box is going to be your discount zone. And this is where your premium zone is going to be. Slightly above. And I would say red, okay? So the green one is going to be the discount zone, and the red one is going to be the, premium zone, which means that whenever the price goes near to the green box, or even if it deviates, you buy. It's going to make you good money. And when the price goes to the red box, you sell till one of the box flips as support or resistance. If the red box flips as a resistance, which is a resistance, you short it. And you can just probably take profits on the equilibrium or the green box. You buy the green box, you take profits at the red box. So it's going to do ping pong in between this. Once it loses this green box, the price is going to dump. Once it reclaims the red box, the price is going to pump. So that's how we will play. But for now, it's a big range. I expect Ethereum to test the levels of $2,500 to $2,400 levels, which should give us a good pump towards $3,100 levels. In my view, this should be very crucial level, very crucial level for us. Because if ETH can't flip this red box, altcoins are probably going to get wrecked. Literally, they're going to get wrecked, in my view. Okay. So I would also say that don't focus much on, you should not be having much of your altcoins at this point. You should have, but at least I'm stuck in near. So that's what near and waves, of course, and LDO. And I'll just probably get rid of those once we get a bounce, or maybe hedge it, whatsoever. But this red box is where you should be taking your decisions, or you should be hedging it, or you should simply exit it with a loss. This red box is very crucial now for us. So this is what I have for crypto market cap, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. Now let's check what gold and silver wants. So if you look at the gold chart, I mentioned that gold will pump, and right now we are here with the pump on gold. I think today we have some interesting data coming up for gold. So I do think NFP is going to be slightly bullish, and there's going to be some sort of a interesting, I would say, huge volatility coming in. If you remember the yellow count, I mentioned that we will pump up to the red box of 2,860, can go up to 1.4 fib of 2,900, but I definitely would not like to see it go beyond 2,900, because if it does, then it changes the whole thing basically. Then it would mean that gold is not doing a small impulsive move. It's like it's doing a very big impulsive move, finishing the whole move, the bigger impulse basically. So right now, I think at this point, gold can see one more push up to 2,890, maybe 2,894. After which I expect it to dump back down to 0.886 and 0.786 Fibonacci levels, which is 2,735. A bounce from there further, and we will see how it plays out. But at least, rejection from 2,890 is what I see for gold towards 2,735. That's what I see for gold. That is the first leg. On hard-term time frame, if you look at the gold, the weekly chart, the weekly time frame for the gold, well, it's like we are doing some sort of a massive impulsive move, massive. Even the fifth wave is too extended. I mean, I never saw or never seen such sort of a very extended fifth wave, but it's a very extended fifth wave. So let's say even if this is wave 1, this is wave 2, And this is some sort of a fifth wave, which is simply, let's say, this is wave 3 over here, and this is wave 4. Then this wave 5 is too extended, which means that this is not some sort of a wave 5 of something, but we are just simply in wave 3 actually, the bigger wave 3, which means that wave 3 is going to be much bigger in degree. The target for the wave 3 is around 3,528. So simply, if we are flipping or going above 2,900, which means that it is going to pump a lot, and it can simply pump it up to 3,181 with no or very less pullback, simply. So whosoever are in short, for example, I never asked anyone to short gold, but we were long instead, then you might see a real problem for you. Basically, it simply means that gold can literally pump from once it goes beyond 2,890. I don't have any fibs above 2,890. Once it goes above that level, khalas, it can literally pump it up to 3,181 in like few days. That's how big it can go. And I still think that a pullback to 2,600 to 2,700 will happen in probably March. And that is going to be a good buying opportunity for gold if you are still not having anything. So overall, this wave 3 is going to be here. And the wave 4, the bigger wave 4 in 2025, 2026 is going to happen with gold testing the support levels, in my view, towards 2,400 to 2,340 levels. So this level is going to be tested, even if it comes from 3,600. But this wave 4 is going to happen. Definitely going to happen. It's going to take a little bit more time, but it will happen. This wave 4 is going to come. Okay. Talking about the silver. Silver weekly is looking good, and we are riding silver spot backs since like $21, $22. And I mentioned that this is what I would like to see on a push on an upside for silver. And it's holding up. It's like a 3 drive. Once silver, reclaims or goes above 32.5, once silver flips 32.5 rollman, and everyone guys who are interested in silver, it is going to run was $36 to $37, can even go to $38.5. So I think if you're holding silver, hold. Short, you should not be shorting anything over here. Why? Because the short should be only and only if you really want to short, let it lose $30, only then you can short it. Anything above $30 is not a short for silver. Basically, it is not a short. It's clean long basically. So right now it is bullish. If you really want to see or look silver shorting, wait for it to lose $30, and then you take a short like this. Then your target would be $25 to $26. But for now, it's bullish. I'm expecting silver to push up to $36.5 to $36.6 in next few days, probably like 20, 30 days, maybe month time, but it is going to push up there. After which, probably we will see some rejection. It can see some dump as well, because forming a 3 drive is never easy, but it's a very good accumulation above the previous all-time highs. Not all-time highs, but I would say August 2020 highs. So practically, this is bullish. And if it really breaks out, it can push up to $50 as well. So I'm holding my, silver at this point, spot backs, 50% spot backs. I don't have 100%. I've already booked 50% previously, around 34.4 resistance over here with 5 rockets. So this is still going to be good resistance. And I'm still and I will hold it. Even if it come back down to entry, it's going to be my 10 years investment on silver. So that's what I have for silver. Platinum and palladium, we still have time. Basically, I would want to buy platinum or palladium when it goes in like 3 digits, somewhere around $120, $130. At that point we will buy, because it's going to finish the whole cycle then, the bear cycle. But for now, I'm not interested in platinum or palladium, because that is the only way we can make good amount of money in that market. So this is what I have for the overall market, guys. And the updates on the HTF, the lower term time frame, guys, I think you should be using the algo. And I have set up a call. Basically what we are planning to do is We started our challenge in November, the 1st November, with $1,000. Right now we are very much close to 2,000. We went above 2,000, but we lost a lot of certain trades, and now we are slightly under 2,000. We wanted to achieve January around 3K, but we couldn't. And now this Feb, I'm trying to get or trying to achieve 1% or 2% target a day with that challenge basically. So I'm gonna do that and show you as well how to do that. So that's what I'm gonna do. And basically now onwards, the whole challenge is going to basically I'm alone. I'll be running it. Of course, I've asked Shaur because he's a really nice guy and he's a really talented guy. So we both, talked with each other. We both make a plan, and then we will post it. But overall, I'll be posting it so that only 1% keeps track of the challenge, and don't get messed up with the 2% basically. So overall, guys, this is the update that I have for the live stream. And the Telegram bot basically is nothing but the AI signal bot, but a much improved version of the AI. The game with crypto signals that we have, the indicator that I have, it gives signal. So this is the signals it give, and we want to achieve 1 to 2 hour a day, 2 hour a day with the signals is what the target is. The signals accuracy is around 70% to 72%, and basically I would say that no signal can give you 100% accuracy, but at least with 70% accuracy, even if you are able to manage your risk, you can make good money in a month. And so I have decided to have that improved version of the bot, AI bot. I ran this bot, if you remember, I had it in Discord. I ran that bot on Binance for like almost a year, and the overall average result was around 70 to 72%. In in a bull where the market was bull, that thing was roughly around 90% average win rate. When we were bear, it was also around 60-65%, but meaning it will not drop under 60%. Your win rate will be 60% minimum, and your average risk reward was around 11 to 12 hour, so which is very good, very juicy basically. So hence I've tried to automate it with the help of Cornix. And once the Telegram bot is live, it is live for me actually. I'm getting signals. I've put it Cornix as well on it. I'm testing it myself for the next 4 or 5 days, like it's in beta testing, and we'll make some changes accordingly as to how we have the best settings for the Cornix, so that we can have the best bot basically for trading. So the idea is, of course, nothing is guaranteed, guys, because the past result doesn't mean that the future is going to be the same. But at least what I've seen from the back testing, it was good. So I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but I'm going to feed 5K to the bot once it go live, with 2% risk on each trade, and with only 5 trades a day, not more than that. I might even just probably risk it down to 3 trades a day, which means 6% risk a day. So this is what I'm gonna do, and let's see how things plays out. We will see at that point of time. I'll keep on updating what the bot results once it goes live. I've already asked people to fill the form and the Google form, and basically I already mentioned that the access will be given in the by mid Feb. So have some patience, okay? That's all, guys, and have a nice day. Let's see what we can achieve today. For now, I don't see much of a scalping opportunity at this point, unless we are flipping 97.7. So once we flip it, we can look for some scalps, okay? But for now, at least I don't see much of a scalping opportunity on Bitcoin or on Ethereum on the lower term time frame, 5 minutes or 15 minutes. Okay, guys. So, have a nice day. Take care. Bye-bye.